What's going on, y'all? Let me go ahead and give y'all my personal take on this whole Salt and Pepa, Spinderella, biopic situation. All right? Now, first and foremost, your man got to put his own little personal plug into this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm affiliated somewhat of a pinch, all right? Now, I used to be an intern at Power Play Studios in the early 90s. In the early 90s, I was privileged to listen to a lot of studio sessions done with Salt and Pepa. Now, the producer, Herbie Lubberg Azor, he was the one that he was basically brainchild of the whole outfit of Salt and Pepa and bringing Spinderella into the mix. Now, Herbie Lubberg doesn't get the credit that he does as being one of the first mega producers of hip hop, okay? In addition to Salt and Pepa, he's produced for Kid and Play, Dougie Fresh, Dana Dane, Sweet Tea, Antoinette, the white boy reggae artist Snow, for those that y'all need to do your homework on. That's what that man has contributed to the game. And one of the things that I'm hearing about in the biopic, his role wasn't really put out like that in that movie. But on to, you know what I'm saying, but we're going to elaborate more on that. So, Power Play Studios, owned by Tony Arfey. There was an engineer that worked on all of their studio sessions, Patrick Adams, another legendary producer, engineer. Y'all need to do your homework on that. And I was privileged enough to intern and sit in on a lot of their studio sessions. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular schmegular. You know, I'm a squirrel just trying to get a nut in the world. But anyway, let's go into my thing with their whole situation. Like, I got to rock with my girl Spinderella, okay? Number one, she's a DJ. You know, the DJs got to have an alliance with each other. That's number one, okay? Number two, you know, the way they minimized her contribution in the biopic is just, you know what I'm saying, it's just kind of foul considering that, you know, she was in the forefront of the group. It wasn't like, you know, she played the background. I mean, they toured together. They accepted awards. They was doing interviews. Like, you know, there's a whole interview where she's on the Arsenio Hall show back in the day, putting in input. And on one of their albums, Salt with a Deadly Pepper, there's a whole song that they have dedicated to Spinderella. Okay? It's like, yo, she was right there. It's like, you can't even play her as a villain. Like, you know, Salt was in the interview talking about, well, you know, we was already established before her, but y'all brought her in to y'all mix and put her right there at the forefront. They was like, she was the Jam Master J to y'all. She was Jam Master J to what he was to Run DMC. Okay? So I totally get that they beefing, so they more than likely they wouldn't have consulted with her so far as making this biopic. You know what I'm saying? Because they're beefing and she'll probably put a different spin on it. But, you know, the thing about it is they would have done the biopic more justice if they would have included, you know, their unfortunate situation, because it just would have made good journalism. And, you know, those type of things where groups be beefing, it happens to the best of us. All our favorite groups, whether it's The Temptations, whether it's New Edition, whether it's Destiny's Child, they've all been through some type of dilemma. But that's all a part of the legacy. So to not include that is just, that's just kind of foul. And another thing, now, have I watched the biopic? Am I going to watch the biopic? No and no. Why? Because it's Lifetime. When has Lifetime ever had a good biopic? I'll wait. Maybe you can name one or two, but they ain't never had a good biopic ever. Ain't never did one right. So, you know, but shouts out to my girl Spin Deezy. Hopefully y'all can come to some type of closure in y'all disagreements or whatever, because, Y'all are a great example to these new female artists coming out now. Y'all was the first women. Y'all did y'all shit real classy. Y'all was real sexy with it. You ain't have your ass up in the air twerking or talking about how y'all got the wop. Y'all did it very classy, and a lot of these new female MCs need to take y'all example and put it into their music and not be so trashy with how they do their thing. All right? That's just your man's take on it. This is D Divine from your mind. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel. All right? All right.